last couple of weeks, what has the preparation, kind of the day-to-day sort of, how has that changed for you as you start to work into the starting role?
Yeah, it's a lot more film, there's a lot more meetings, and just anchoring down, trying to make sure to know all the what's and whys, and what they're planning on doing and what we can see. So yeah, a good bit of that.
How do you kind of evaluate these first 2 games for you?
I think they were all right. A lot of stuff that I can build on, and also a lot of stuff that I need to get better with that I'm probably not very good at. So I think they were really beneficial in that way, just to grow and kind of mature as a quarterback. So
You also have the much wider wristband the second week than the first week. Does that just help with the operation, kind of just getting out of the huddle and letting you see some things at the line?
yeah, it's definitely a lot easier when you do it like that. The first week we were kind of slow getting out of the huddle, so pick that up a little bit and just kind of make it a little bit simpler.
Talking about the line, how is kind of the protection game plan just in the game kind of gone for you? I think quarterback still handles a lot of that responsibility. So how's that kind of gone for you doing that?
The line's definitely helping out a lot with that, but it's still the same thing at the end of the week. Like I still have to do my part, they have to do their part, and yeah.
How's maybe your day-to-day kind of changed Monday through Friday as you now wrap up and get more reps, but also the work in the film room as well?
Yeah, not much. I'm probably in here for a little bit longer, but that's really it. I mean, it's still kind of, everyone goes through the same thing. Like they gotta put in their hours and their time and make sure they know what they're doing. So I feel like it's kind of the same for everyone, really.
Illinois typically has been a team that's been pretty aggressive with man coverage and tries to send some pressure. As you're studying them, what stands out about how this defense is playing?
Yeah, they still do a little bit of that, so that hasn't changed too much. But I don't want to say too much on it. Yeah, you got that. A little bit of zone in there too that they mix in a lot. So just kind of trying to balance everything with that.
With your role, kind of how quickly it's grown, kind of what's maybe the biggest challenge of trying to kind of accelerate things in a season like this?
Yeah, really just staying on top of everything. I feel like just making sure when I get in there that I pay attention to getting everything down. So when we come out here and practice, that we're not slowing anything down. We're still moving at full pace, doing all that. So yeah.
We've talked to a couple of the other freshmen that have really seen their opportunities. Mason included. We've kind of talked about nerves, especially with the amount of big games you guys have played recently. How has maybe that gone for you your first 2 games out there, especially 2 weeks ago being just thrown out there in the middle of the game?
Yeah, there's definitely some jitters, but when you get in the huddle and you look at everyone, you see some confidence. It definitely helps settle you down a good bit. So yeah, there's definitely some jitters.
I know you're obviously doing your own thing, but Darian's a guy that might get more opportunity this week. When you look at him, what kind of stands out to you about either how he goes about his business or just what he adds to the run game?
Yeah, he's a great person, and he works his tail off. So see him being able to get back out there again, it's awesome. And I got nothing but confidence in him, and I believe he's going to go out there and do his job and do it very well. So I'm excited to see him get out there and run the rock a little bit.
What are some of the biggest lessons you learned from the Indiana game?
It's actually a great question. Some stuff getting out of the pocket, not hanging around too long out there. I feel like I took a sack on that one. Definitely shouldn't have. That was a bonehead mistake on my part. But just some protection stuff that I definitely needed to learn. So I'm glad I did. And I feel like kind of got a better feel for the speed of things, opening the playbook up a little bit more. So to be able to get some reps like that, I felt like that was super beneficial.
Has it been kind of drinking from the fire hose when you're starting getting all these reps and expanded playbooks? Has it been kind of that way? And how have you been able to try to digest everything?
And I wouldn't say the whole time. There's definitely moments where it's like that, but I feel like with the support group that I have around me, they definitely help that out a lot. So
You have a lot of experience in that quarterback room around you. How have those guys maybe been able to help you out the last few weeks?
Yeah, a lot of experience. They're great. They've helped me out so much, and I can't thank them enough for that. But just kind of slowing everything down and kind of, I would say more so mentally getting me prepared. Just kind of my thought process and how I'm handling everything. I feel like they've helped me out a lot with that.
Coach Guyton, you sound Coach Fickle, you just on some of the phone tag there, but you've been a joy to coach in the last few weeks. So bring this energy and want to get better. That's just kind of your approach to this year, is just trying to take steps forward every day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously coming in, I brought some dudes in that can really sling the football and know what they're doing. So it was really just trying to pick everyone's brain and grow as a person and obviously as a player, as a quarterback. So even now, I'm still trying to do that. Just to, I don't want to look into the future, but for next year, obviously, just to make sure the spring ball hit that with a good running step. So yeah, definitely still doing that.
Has there been a moment for you where kind of the magnitude of kind of what you're doing right now, where kind of, have you had a chance to kind of really let it set in yet?
Not yet, no, and I don't want to. Not till after the season.
Coach Guyton had talked in fall camp the progress that you had made in sort of your preparation. And I think the word he used was urgency and sort of preparing like the starter. How do you feel like you've continued to progress in that, and how do you feel like that's prepared you to now, take on the starting role?
Yeah, it's definitely helped me out a lot. Just kind of with the circumstances of the situation. But no, it's definitely helped me out a lot. Very very grateful that was kind of how he approached everything. So I'm really glad that he did that. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, you had the big environment here, obviously fans rushing the field. Last week at Indiana, another big environment. What have you maybe taken away from the atmosphere of the first 2 college games?
That it's exciting. Big Ten football's fun, and yeah, that's about it. It was really exciting. It definitely felt the little kid come out again for walking out of those tunnels. But no, it's just exciting. I feel like that's like, as a player in the Big Ten, you live for stuff like that. So no, it's very exciting.
What has Billy shown you throughout this year in terms of just perseverance and trying to come back from that injury that's been battling all year?
It's awesome. To walk into the training room and see Billy in there working like he does to try and get back, and just kind of his mindset with everything, whether it's helping me in the film room or doing stuff on his own. Just something that I've kind of looked at throughout the year, and was like, I want to take that and kind of ingrain that ethic into myself.